Okay, so welcome everyone. We're gonna go ahead and begin seated. So finding a comfortable seat, maybe using a blanket to help elevate your hips and elongate your spine. And just settling in. Maybe placing your hands on your thighs up for receiving the energy of the universe and down for some more grounding. And just maybe bringing your chin towards your chest gently, closing your eyes, and taking some nice, slow, deep breaths. We're just going to tune in to our breath here before we begin. Allowing your shoulders to fall away from your ears. Just continuing to breathe nice, slow, even inhale and exhale. Maybe noticing the rise and fall of your chest. You can even bring one hand to your abdomen and one hand to your chest. Just tuning into our breath. Maybe noticing any areas that you're holding some tension. Sending your love and awareness to that area. Just allowing everything to release on your exhale. Bringing your awareness to your heart center. You can bring your hands into prayer pose at your heart center if you'd like. Just continuing to breathe. Just bringing your awareness to that area. You can even begin to breathe in and out of your heart area. Just tuning in, listening to what your heart is telling you this evening. Maybe setting an intention for your practice. It could be as simple as just a word that comes to your mind. Allowing your hands to come back to rest on your thighs. Just continuing to breathe, allowing your breath to flow freely throughout your body. And drawing your head back up to center. Your next exhale, drawing your right ear to your right shoulder. You can continue to keep your eyes closed if you like, or just gently begin to flutter them open when you're ready. Your next inhale, your head rises back to center. And on your next exhale, left ear to left shoulder. Just pausing here for a moment. And then coming back up to center. Now from here, we're just going to go from one side to the other. So maybe rocking from side to side. Just kind of listening to your own body, listening to what it's calling for this evening. Maybe taking a complete circle all the way around, nice and slowly. And then taking it in the opposite direction. Maybe pausing where you have some tension. And just slowly coming back to center. On your next inhale, when you're ready, our shoulders are going to rise up towards our ears. And then our exhale, lowering down. And you can always, as you rise up, inhale, and then with an audible exhale. Whichever you prefer. Sometimes I like doing the exhale with them when I'm having a lot of tension and stress. And maybe rolling them to the back. When you're ready, maybe rolling forward. And then slowly coming back to center. If you're sitting on a blanket, you might want to take it out from underneath of you. And then we're just going to bring our hands to our thighs and we're going to do the Kundalini rolling from one side to the other or all the way around. I like to kind of mix it up and just listen to what my body's telling me to do. And slowly coming back to center. And from here, we're going to take our left hand, walk it out to the side of the mat. And on your exhale, you're going to lean over to the left. Opening up into your side body. Maybe your gaze goes towards the ceiling. Just continuing to breathe here. And then we're just going to cartwheel our arms over to the opposite side. Again, maybe your gaze comes up to the ceiling or you can continue to look straight ahead. Whatever you prefer, this is your practice. And then rising back up to center, fingertips come to touch down on the mat. And we're going to go into some twisting here. So bringing your right hand to your left knee, finding length in your spine, and when you're ready on your exhale, twisting to the back, allowing your gaze to follow. Just remembering to continuing to breathe. And then slowly coming back to center. We're going to take it to the opposite side. So inhaling, and on the exhale, bringing our left hand to our right knee, slowly twisting around. And then slowly unwinding back to center. And we're going to bring our feet out in front of us. Maybe walking your hips out or even pulling the flesh out underneath. Just allowing your sit bones to really connect to the mat beneath you. And then we're going to slowly hinge forward at the hips. You can just slowly hinge, or I like to walk my fingers along the side of my legs. And just remembering to listen to your body and be kind to your hamstrings. You do not have to go down very far. And then slowly walking your hands back up to an upright position. And we're going to bring our right leg and bend into, allowing our leg to come along our thigh or our knee. We're going to inhale, fingertips rise up, and then we're going to hinge forward, allowing our hands to land wherever they may. Maybe allowing your head to hang. And then slowly using your hands to help yourself rise back up. And we're going to switch to the opposite side. So bringing your right leg out straight, and then bringing your left leg bent into where your heel rests on your thigh. Maybe adjusting if you need to your sit bones. And then inhaling, arms rise up, fingertips touch, and slowly hinging, leaning forward over your leg. Allowing your fingertips to come down and touch. And then using your hands to help walk back up to a seated position. We're going to bring our legs into a diamond shape or a butterfly. It's your choice, whatever feels best for you today. And again, just making any adjustments that you need to. And then placing our hands on our ankles, we're going to slowly bend forward one more time. And when you've come as far as you can go, maybe walking your hands out in front of you. Just remember to be nice and gentle with yourself. Continuing to breathe. And then using your hands to help walk yourself back up. We're going to go ahead and bring our legs together, and you can use your hands to help assist you. And then we're going to swing our legs around and come into tabletop. So coming into tabletop, we're going to do something a little different. So we're going to widen our hands like we're making sun rays so that we can see the mat between each finger, maybe taking the pinkies all the way out to the edge of the mat. And then we're going to step our knees out just a little further and maybe making them wider too, giving yourself some space. And then we're just going to rock back to our knees and then rocking forward, bringing our shoulders a little bit over past our hands. And just doing this at your own pace, at your own breath. Just for a few more times. And then coming back to center. We're going to come back into tabletop, regular tabletop, and we're going to take some cat-cows, again at your own breath, your own pace. So inhaling, belly lowers, gaze rises, and then exhale, drawing your belly button to the back of your spine, and then just continuing at your own pace. And then slowly coming back to center. We're going to extend our right leg out behind us at hip height, gauging your core muscles. And if you'd like to take this into a balancing pose, extending your left arm out in front of you with your thumb facing the ceiling. Just making sure that you're using your core muscles here. And when you're ready, lowering your hand back down to the mat and then allowing your knee to come down. And we're going to take it to the opposite side. So extending our left leg out behind us, keeping a little bit of a flex in your foot. And when you're ready to take this into a balancing pose, taking your right arm, extending it out with your thumb towards the ceiling. And then bringing your hand back down to the mat and your knee. And from here, maybe taking a round or two of cat-cow. And then we're going to curl our toes under and come up into our first down dog. So drawing your hips up and back. Just making any adjustments that you need to, maybe walking it out. And then we're going to walk our hands back to our feet. Coming up into a half lift. And then lowering down, fingertips touch the mat. And then we're going to slowly root to rise. It's nice and slow rolling up, one vertebrae at a time. Your shoulders will roll back and your gaze will rise. So taking a moment here in mountain pose to come back to your intention. Just taking a moment to tune into that one more time. And inhale, arms come up, fingertips touch, leaning to the right on our exhale. Inhale to center. And exhale to the left. And then coming back up to center. And exhale, hands lower down beside us. And we're just going to take and step out into just a little bit more than hip width apart. We're going to get ready to come into goddess pose. So just making sure that you have your foundation that works for you. And when you're ready, bringing our arms up into cactus. And then when you're ready, lowering down into goddess. And then we're going to rise up into star. And lower down into goddess pose one. And star one more time. Then lowering your hands down to your waist. We're going to turn our left toes towards the long end to the mat, keeping our right foot out at an angle. And when you're ready, we're going to go into warrior two, bringing both of your arms up level. Just taking any adjustments that you need to. Gaze along the front arm, fingertips. And then we're going to inhale, drawing our front arm up, and our right arm falls along the side of our leg. Gaze rises to the ceiling. And then lowering back into warrior two. And bringing our hands to our waist. We're going to turn our toes towards the long end of the mat. And we're going to slowly hinge forward, coming into a wide-legged forward fold. You can always use blocks, bringing your hands down to a block. Maybe just pausing here using a block to Just noticing the different sensations and then continuing to lower down to the floor. And then we're going to bring our left hand to the middle of the mat, directly underneath of our face. Bringing our right arm out and level. And when you're ready, allow your arm to rise up towards the ceiling. And then lowering back down to center and switch to the opposite side. Bringing your right hand directly under your face, and when you're ready, drawing your arm up towards the ceiling. And lowering down. And go ahead and take a small bend in your knees. Bringing our hands to our waist. You can either power up from here, or you can just slowly roll up, allowing your arms to hang. Slowly, one vertebrae at a time. And when you're ready, you can heel toe your feet together or just take one big step. And maybe just kind of wiggling that out for a minute. We're in that for a minute there. Okay, so we're going to inhale, arms come up, fingertips touch, hands lower down. And one more time, inhale, fingertips touch, arms release down. And then we're gonna go ahead and get ready for Warrior 2 on the opposite side. So just getting yourself set up, bringing your right foot, toes towards the end of the mat, and your left foot at an angle, just finding your foundation for Warrior 2. Making sure that you're nice and rooted. And when you're ready, bringing your arms up level. Allow your gaze to look out over your right hand. And then we're going to draw our right arm up. Left arm lowers along our leg. And then lowering back into Warrior 2. And then bringing our hands down to our waist and turning our toes towards the long end of the mat. We're going to bring our arms up into cactus, making any adjustments that you need to with your footing. And we're going to slowly lower down into goddess. And then rise up into star. And lower down into goddess. And one more time up into star. And then allowing your arms to come down beside you. And again, you're taking one big step to get your feet back together or heel toeing. So we're going to go ahead and come to either end of your mat. And we're going to inhale, arms come up to touch. And then we're going to swan dive down. Fingertips touch the mat. And then we're going to half lift. Pausing here for a moment. And then we're going to lower back down, and from here we're going to go into down dog. So we're going to walk our fingers forward. Just taking any movements that you need to set yourself up for down dog. Making sure that you're pushing away from the earth in the palm of your hands. Hips are drawing up and back. Gaze is in towards your belly button. And then we're going to rise up on our toes and slowly lower down to our knees. And then we're going to bring our knees out wide to come into wide-legged child's pose. And you can use a block to bring your head to, or you can make yourself a little pillow. Maybe tuning in to your intention. Maybe tuning in to your breath. Just checking in with yourself to see how you are feeling. And then we're going to slowly rise up using our hands to help walk them back towards our knees. Bringing our knees together, coming up on our knees. Actually coming down on our knees. We're just going to bring our hands beside us here, and we're going to slowly lean back onto the tops of our feet. Nice and gentle. Lowering back down if you need to. And then slowly lowering back down to the mat. We're going to swing our feet around and come to sit down on the mat again. Bringing our legs out in front of us one more time. Again, lifting the skin away from your sit bones if you'd like. And we're going to inhale, our arms rise up, fingertips touch. We're going to slowly hinge forward at the hips, just allowing your hands to fall wherever they may on your shins, allowing your back to round, maybe allowing your head to hang. And slowly walking your hands up your shins. Bringing our knees into a bent position. We're just going to bring our hands out behind us and taking some windshield wiper movements. And then slowly coming back to center. We're going to go up into boat from here, so you have a couple options. You can use your hands to assist you to start out, making sure that you're engaging your core, and when you feel ready, maybe bringing your arms out. You can always come back down if you need to, and when you're ready, start again. And then lowering back down. We're going to go ahead and roll down from here. So you can either lower down with both, or you can just bring your hands behind your legs and gently roll down. And bringing your feet up into a bent position. We'll take a few windshield wiper movements from here. Now coming back to center, we're just going to draw our knees in towards our chest. Maybe rocking side to side or in a circle, giving yourself a nice little massage. And then coming back to center. We're just going to extend our legs up into the air like legs up the wall. Gently pushing in through your heels. And then bending your knees and bringing them back down to the mat. And keeping your left leg bent, we're going to bring our right ankle up to our left knee, coming into reclined pigeon. And just resting here. You can always use your hand to kind of help assist opening in that area in your hip. And if you'd like to take the stretch a little deeper, you can loop your hands through and draw both of your legs in towards your midline. And then slowly lowering back down to the mat. We're going to switch sides. So bringing your left ankle up to your right knee. And again, you can use your hand just sliding along your thigh to help open in your hip area. Just remembering to listen to your body. And if you'd like to try to take this a little deeper, you can go ahead and loop your hands through again, drawing both legs towards your midline. And then lowering your feet back down to the mat, both legs on the mat in a bent position. And if you'd like to take another windshield wiper movement, go ahead and do that. And then slowly coming back to center. We're going to go ahead and bring our hands down beside us onto the mat, maybe bringing the heels, walking our feet in a little closer towards your buttocks. And then we're going to lift up into bridge. And it doesn't have to be very far, just whatever your bridge is today for you. Rooting down, grounding through the feet. Activating your glutes. And then we're going to slowly lower down, one vertebrae at a time, almost as if you're making an impression of your back below you like you would if you were at the beach. And then we're going to do this one more time. So rooting through your feet, engaging your glutes, and rising up. Holding here for a moment. And then slowly lowering down one vertebrae at a time. Then we're going to bring our feet out straight to the mat. We're going to bring our arms up overhead. And we're just going to stretch, kind of like how you would stretch when you wake up in the morning. And then bringing your arms back down to your sides, bringing your knees back up into a bent position, bringing them in towards your midline. And begin to draw your knees towards your ears. Just nice and slow. We're just going to get ready to go into Happy Baby if you'd like. So we're going to grab our big toes with our peace fingers. And then just slowly going into Happy Baby. Maybe rocking side to side. And then we're going to release our toes and allow our legs to just rise up towards the ceiling like legs up the wall. Again, gently pushing in through the heels of your feet. And then bending our legs, and we're going to bring them back down to the mat. So we're going to keep our right leg bent, extending our left leg straight out in front of us. Then we're going to bring our arms out into a T. And when you're ready, we're going to twist to the left. We're just going to stack our hips over top of each other. And you can also take your gaze in the opposite direction if you'd like. You can always bring your left hand to your knee. Coming into a little bit of a bind here. And then slowly releasing, allowing your body to come back down to the mat. We're going to switch legs. So extending your right leg out and bringing your left leg up into bent position. And when you're ready, gently rolling to the right, stacking your hips over top of each other. And then taking your gaze in the opposite direction. And slowly rolling back to the mat. And from here, we're going to go ahead and get ready to go into Shavasana. So if there's any final movements that you guys want to make, maybe rocking your knees side to side, just whatever your body's calling for this evening. I'm going to go ahead and roll up where you are. So just taking any final movements that you need to prepare for Shavasana. Maybe grabbing yourself a blanket or a bolster to put beneath your knees. Just allowing yourself to get settled in. On your next inhale, squeezing your toes, and on your exhale, releasing them. And then we're going to slowly just work up your body. So we're going to go to our calves, just gently squeezing them and releasing them. And then your thighs, squeezing and releasing. And then allowing your stomach muscles to tighten and release. Allowing your fingers to tighten and release. Allowing your shoulders to tighten and release. And then we're going to take a few deep breaths together, nice and slow. So inhaling, exhale, one more time, inhaling, and then exhaling. Allowing your body to relax and release into the mat. Allowing any tension to float away with each exhale. allowing the muscles in your cheeks to relax, allowing your tongue to rest on the top of your mouth, maybe even allowing your teeth to part. Relaxing around your eyes, relaxing all around your eyebrows and your forehead. Allowing your scalp to loosen and relax. We're going to slowly begin to wake our body back up. Begin with wiggling our fingers and toes. Maybe wiggling your feet from side to side. Maybe bringing your legs up into a bent position. We're just going to slowly bring ourselves back up to a seated position. So maybe rolling to one side and pausing there for a moment, giving yourself time to adjust. And when you feel ready, using your arm strength to rise up and come to a seated position. And then we're going to bring our hands to our heart center. Gently closing our eyes. Bowing to ourselves in gratitude for taking this time for yourself to do this practice this evening. And I have much gratitude for each and one of you for joining me this evening, and for everyone here at True Freedom Recovery. Thank you all, and namaste.